Hello students. Now after doing the nutrition in amoeba, now we will do the nutrition in human being. For understanding the nutrition in human being, we have to understand the digestive system which is present in the human being. Let's understand. I already have made the diagram. First you should have a practice to make the diagram. The second part is to know every part, just to know the names of every part. And then one by one we'll be taking each part, making each of the parts diagram to understand its extreme internal parts and their functions. But this is the digestive system which comes into your examination for 3 marks. So first work is to draw and draw and draw. Practice a lot the diagram. Okay. The second thing is to know the parts. Just to know the parts. Just to know the names of the parts. Okay. Like this is the first part of the digestive system that is commonly called as mouth. But biologically it is called as buccal cavity. It is called as buccal cavity. Cavity means empty space or khali jagah. Or it is also called as oral cavity. Oral cavity. So you should know all the names. And this portion is called as pharynx. Although pharynx can be further divided into 3 parts, we will be covering this area when we will be discussing only the buccal cavity. But still, in this time we will be remembering the basic parts of every different part of the digestive system. This is the 25 centimeter long esophagus passing from the neck, and it is opening into a muscular structure, J-shaped muscular structure called as a stomach, right? And this is the above part, this is the chest part, this is the abdominal part. It is also called as thoracic cavity. Thoracic cavity. This thoracic cavity, and this is abdominal cavity. Abdominal cavity. So thoracic cavity and abdominal cavity, they are separated from each other by a muscular sheath called as diaphragm. Diaphragm. Okay. So esophagus peers into the muscular sheath, that is diaphragm, and enters into the abdominal cavity into the stomach. Right? Now stomach opens into the small intestine. The small intestine further have 3 parts. The first part is duodenum. Duodenum. The second part is ileum. Halaki, there is another part which we should discuss, that is called as jejunum. I'm cutting this area, particularly in this area. Jejunum. And this is the ileum part. Together these 3 parts are called as small intestine. Small intestine. Let me write a little this way. Small intestine. And this small intestine opens into the large intestine, and this is the first part of the large intestine, that is called colon. Further can be differentiated into ascending, transverse, descending, and sigmoid colon. Will be in the next lecture we will be discussing each part in elaborated form. And this is the rectum. Now colon and rectum together forms the large intestine. It forms large intestine. Okay, and this rectum is having an opening called as anus. Now there are glands associated with the digestive system. First gland is liver. It is the largest gland of our body, about 1.4 kg, and it is lying just along with the stomach. Just below the stomach there is another second largest gland, that is called as pancreas. This is called as pancreas. When we'll be discussing about the liver, we'll be discussing different functions of the liver and the gallbladder, which is associated with hepatic duct, pancreatic duct, hepatopancreatic duct. We all be discussing when we'll be discussing this whole of the part. In this lecture, you just have to do first make the diagram, again label every part and remember the every part. The first part is to remember each and every part. Once again we'll discuss this is the mouth, and mouth is also biologically called as buccal cavity or the oral cavity. Behind the mouth there is a pharynx, and pharynx opens into esophagus, a long 25 centimeter long tube passing from the neck or from the thoracic cavity into the abdominal cavity and enters into the stomach. This is a J-shaped muscular structure. This is the J-shaped muscular structure called as stomach. Along with the stomach opens into the small intestine. The first part of the small intestine is duodenum. The second part is called jejunum. The third part is called as ileum. Ileum is the longest coiled part. Okay, and together duodenum, jejunum together and ileum together make small intestine. The small intestine opens into the large intestine. This is the large intestine. The first part of the large intestine is colon, and then this is the rectum, which is the second part of the colon. Together colon and rectum form the large intestine, and rectum opens outside the opening called as anus. From the anus the fecal material or wastages are being ejected out from the body. Now remember, small intestine is not called as small because it is small. It is not small. It is about 6 meters long. It is called small because of its narrowness. And large intestine is not large. It is called large because of its broadness or width. Width is much higher, so it is given the name large intestine. So first, students, you should remember all the parts. Then associated glands. The first gland is the largest gland of the body, that is called as the liver. It does near about 500 functions, and the liver is about 1.5 kg in weight. And second largest is the pancreas, just lying below the stomach and the duodenum. There's a C-shaped structure which is empty space. In that space the pancreas is present. It's the second largest gland. That's called pancreas. These are two associated glands. Inside the mouth there are salivary glands are also present, which we are not showing in this diagram. There are 3 salivary glands which will be showing in the next diagram. So I'll suggest you, when we'll be discussing each part in a elaborated form, before that you should go through this each part of the digestive system and draw the diagram. Okay, thank you.